01 button.
Hey guys, got the headphones on because I'm been messing around on my computer. Oops. Let's just get that out of the way so it shuts nicely. It's not going to shut nicely, is it? There we go. Yeah, I'll be logging off in a minute. This is only going to be 10 minutes live, but it's time to shock you folks out there. And say that, excuse me, the shit needs to happen. Meaning that I need to get off the old belly. It's difficult to do because, as you know, gorging and binging, fucking hell, it's like I've done crumbs. I've done the whole I've done the whole freaking, like, binging and gorging in my mind are two different things. In a lot of people's minds, they'll be the same thing. But freaking hell. We're going there. Oh, by the way, the shit in this bag, in this Plazzy bag, needs to go. So once I was gonna make a start. Oops. I've opened a fucking can of worms. Oh yeah, and I might be getting a new office phone soon if I can get it sorted, because there's a gadget pack in the Entertainer and I only want one thing out of it. One thing I want out of it. So I'm getting that sorted. I don't want to piss on my chips too much, so I'm going to get it, and a friend of mine is gonna sort me out. So yeah, I might still have to buy the whole pack but I just want the phone out of it. I mean, the car keys would be nice, but then, toy car keys, but I don't really need them, and they'll probably get chucked anyway. When the only thing I want out of it is the toy phone. Anyway, back to the bullshit. So a lot of people are getting shocked in probably the way that, and I've got to do it, people. I've got to do it, otherwise I'm going to end down a slippery slope. I mean, it's different to ending up in shit street. Shit street is fine because you can always get out of shit street. There's always a way out of shit street. Shit street is a very good... Do you know, it's funny because I remember someone saying that, oh, we've had you out of shit street, and it's a phrase that's stuck in my mind, forever. And so shit street, on my way of looking, is somewhere you don't want to be, but you can always get out of shit street. But the slippery slope, boys and girls, once you get down the slippery slope, once you start going down the slippery slope, that's it. There's no way back. It's like, if you can imagine a steep slope down into the yellow void, And once you're sucked in the yellow void, that's it. There's no coming back. Oh boy, we're going there. Bloody hell, we're going there, people. I mean, Shit Street. There is a way out of Shit Street, but you don't want to go down there either. It's like a dark alley. You know, you don't want to end up down a dark alley, especially when you hear sirens. Freaking hell! I start talking about Shit Street and we hear sirens. But the slippery slope is I mean, you want to avoid the slippery slope. It's like The Edge, you know. It's holy shit, you know. It's basically once you start going towards. I mean, this is a note to self, people. This is a note to self, because I'll be re-uploading this live stream later to YouTube, and then I'm going to save this to my laptop as well. So I'll know this is a note to self. Note to self: don't end up near the slip. No, note to self: don't go near the yellow void. There you are. That's a note to self. And I've always known the yellow void, because it swallows you up and you can't come back. Excuse me. And I know people keep nagging at me, but they worry too. And if I want to live a better life and a better future, and I said to myself, come on, where's my rebellious attitude gone? But literally. And I have to literally put the middle finger up at some people. You know, and start really thinking about me. But I did have an argument with Mother today. Excuse me. This is a bit up and personal, but you know, I can't really explain to my mother when it comes to things like, you know, she understands about the gorge and shit. We've been down that route, because I know when I've gorged, let's put it that way. But, you know, binging can turn into gorging, yes, it can. But it turns into gorging when it's been a bad day. Do you know what I mean? When it's gone wrong. When it's gone all Pete Tong. And last year, I went to a friend's house and I'm not naming names because I don't really want to do that. I'm making this all about me, folks. You know, like I was told at Magul Radio, make the show all about you, not about anybody else. So I'm making it all about me. And I had a roast dinner, chicken dinner, which a stew. It wasn't chicken. It was a beef stew. Now you've got to be careful with stew because it can be fucking heavy on the old stomach there. And after that, I had cake and ice cream. This was like April last year, and luckily there were people that understood me. Well, everybody understood me, but the person that understood me is not alive anymore. So, anyway, I had that, and I had the cake and ice cream, and on top of that, I had these wafer biscuits. Really nice wafer biscuits they were. I didn't think they were going to be... I didn't think they were going to do anything else, to be frankly honest. Then on top of that, I had some porridge because I was hungry. I'm not going to lie. I was hungry. Then I got home and I had some ginger beer, a pint of ginger beer, and I went to bed. And the following day, I woke up and I could taste these wafer biscuits I had, and it turned to eggy burps. This was last year. I probably had more, I can't remember. And that was, oops. Now the reason I'm telling you that is because that was an example. And it was April last year. It was the last week in April. So it was a week before Comic-Con. And I was alright that week. But, you know, I've ended up in some sticky situations, let's put it that way. You know, and my conscience has been kicking into play today because my stepdad said something. I won't say what it was, but something which has got my conscience going. Your conscience, strangely enough, it starts playing on your mind all day. You know, the voice of the conscience, and you start hearing that voice. And I'm being serious when I say this, and now be warned, when I'm in a serious mood, run for the hills. So that's your warning. Run for the hills when I say this bit, because dearie me, when your conscience gets into play, and I'm not joking around when I say this, I'm not making this up. You know, this is not, my imaginary friends are coming into play here. When your conscience starts kicking in, run for the hills, I'm telling you now, because you can't miss. If someone says something and it starts playing on your mind all day, you can't miss that. That's like a red flag in my mind. A red flag to take heed of what those people are saying, because it must be serious. And I've got to take note, there are things I don't listen to, because people do nag. But I don't give a shit about what people think. If you think I'm not serious about it and you think I'm not going to do it, fine. then you know, I'm just going to say fine. But I did not want to have an argument with Mother over something pathetic. It's not something that you want to explain to your own mother, to be fair. The binging is strange because, and it's not good, because you have a binge and then you have a strange high and then and it doesn't last. And the binge doesn't always feel good. And you wonder why you do it. Sometimes you do it because you can't have the things that you want. Another thing, you do it because it sort of, it's comfortable. And then another thing, you do it because you're chasing this strange high that you get off it. It's a very difficult thing. It's not a buzz that you'd have, say, when you have an energy drink. That's a different buzz. Trust me. It's when you binge for a reason. People say there's no actual reason behind it. Well, there isn't, but then there is. So that's a political answer. There is a reason. The personal reason is you're doing it because you gain satisfaction. You know? And I'll be blunt here and say it's like shagging a woman. Some people say there's no reason to that, but then there is, because you both gain satisfaction. You know, it's nothing like that, but do you know what I mean? That's going a bit extreme, but it's the only example I can think, to be frankly honest with you. You know, but it's the same thing. But then again, it's not as good as, say, having an energy drink. I've thought about this long and hard. And I thought about COVID too. And it's strange because I was having, it's been a long time since I've had a very strange argument. You know, an argument where you're having an out-of-body experience while having the argument, which is, oh God, that's awful. But you're looking down thinking, what's the reason to having this argument? What I'm going to say is not going to make any sense, and it's not going to make... And then when you're going to have to explain something, there's no point, because they understand what their problems are, but they don't understand what your problems are. They do understand your problems, but when it's around food, it becomes completely blind, and everybody's problems can be completely blind. The only thing they see is, you have no control over food, which is... So then you have to sort of kick your own... And I've said this, you have to kick yourself up the arse. A difficult thing to do. It sounds, to somebody watching this, listening to this, it's going to sound easy. Oh yeah, I can kick myself up the arse. Simple. Okay. But then you try and go and say it's addiction. It could be any type of addiction going. But once someone offers you something that you like or you want or you need, you're fucking screwed. Because you've got to think about this. And here's the thing. Today was one of the best arguments I had with Mother. I mean, no argument's going to be the best, but the argument, the reason I'm saying it's the best argument was because we could see both sides, even though there was a blind side to the argument. Because I didn't really want to state my reasons, to be frankly honest with you. Reason-wise, because I don't really want to explain myself.
Low battery. Send battery remain. Close. Low power. Close. Low power. Close. Button. Low power. 20% battery. Low power. Close. Button.
Oh, we're all right for a few.
Assistive touch. Face. Invite to go live. Invite. Invite. Feature. Flip cap. Voice and mute. Voice. Flip. Feature. Invite. Invite to go. Comment. Torch. Share a poll. Q&A. Finish. Finish. Button.
Shit. Yeah, when there's two sides to an argument, I am going to go in a minute because there's something that I want to do before I when you sort of like see two sides, there's always the blind side, and I didn't really want to explain certain things. So yeah. That is strange because I thought I had an external hard drive lying around, one that I needed, and it turns out it's not in there. Oh boy. So if it's in here, it's coming out of here. Oh, the amount of crap I got in here is unbelievable, people. real those. I need to read on my... Oh, we've got something in here. Hold on. I'll have peace of mind knowing that it's... Those magazines can actually come out and go into my drawer. Wow. I'll do them ones. Yeah, it's there. I'm gonna get some videos off it. Oh, crumbs. It's gonna be a long night, people. It's gonna be a long night. Plus my battery's low, so... Oops. A bit of common sense would be to actually finish the video, wouldn't it? And then... But yeah. But, you know, I am hoping that I've helped people with just a bit of piece of knowledge that I have. And when this goes over to YouTube, for those who've, because I've been speaking about this kind of issue for ages. I can't find the live stream where I spoke about it. But an eating disorder is what it is. And I don't really want to have one. So this is where you've got to... Not only have you got to give yourself a kick up the arse, sometimes you've got to give your demons a kick up the arse. And, you know, in lockdown, yes, I did well, because it's not the point that I wasn't going out and eating. If you take all that out of the equation, there was nowhere to go, there was no groups to go to. So I was fucked up the arse in that equation. And also... the only thing to think about was the amount of weight I was losing. So it was the only interest I had at the time. And I did it so much to the point where I exhausted myself. When we came out of lockdown, I was mentally fucking exhausted. So I achieved something. And the day when I had a plate of biscuits plonked in front of me, and I took them all. I didn't, well, took most of them. That was the start of it. But there was another day, because I was still sort of doing well, almost. But it was the day when I wasn't satisfied. And nobody understood what I was trying to do. Because up to that point, people could understand. But when people don't understand, and that's when I gave it in, that's when I threw the towel in, when people didn't understand. And it was a long time. I'm talking September, October. And then it was like a good couple of months. And I think, when was Joshua's christening? I think it was November, wasn't it? October, November? I can't remember, because it was quite a long time. It seemed a bit of a blur, that part. It must be November time. Yeah, it was November time. And I jumped on the scale that day, and I was literally roughly around. I'd put a lot on. So I can do it, but I need to basically F people's understanding. If they don't understand, or they don't have an understanding, in some way I need to put the middle finger up to them. I mean, what I was trying to do as well was cut out bread for lunch, and I was trying to. This is as lockdown lifted, so I was having my porridge for lunch. But when I was going out, I took. We still had Slim Fast drinks in, so I was using them up. And instead of having a sandwich for lunch, I was using the Slim Fast drinks because they was like a saviour in a way. And people say it's dangerous. It's you know, and things are only dangerous when you don't know what they're doing. When you don't know, I could, if push came to shove, I could do it. On the days when I'm not having porridge. But because it worries people, I'm not going to do it. I could do it, but I'm not going to do it. Because I'm not going to do it because it's going to frighten people. However, if there is a situation where push comes to shove, in an emergency situation, I will do it. There you go. When there is a situation. Because I know there's people that don't understand. When I'm away with certain people, I'm not going to mention names. Again, this is all about me. And they know who they are. And they don't understand. And I'm not going to force them to understand. So, and they don't eat fruit or veg. And they're in a worse state than me. So if push comes to shove, I will do to keep me going. That's all I'm saying on the matter. Of course, I won't starve, but I'll do what I need to do in the wild. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I can. But when people think about dangers, they don't know fully. And the Slim Fast drinks at the time saved me. You've got to remember that. Something's only dangerous when it's not done properly. And we did it properly. And we did it for a course of 6 months at the time. And we did it because it was needed. Hello. Oh, you've not come to speak to me, have you? Well, he did poo on my bed, so I gave him a cuddle afterwards. I don't know why. He didn't deserve it, mind. But he's such a cute pud that you can't really ignore him. Can we? He's not locked in. You can push that door up there. But anyway, I wanted to leave this on. And the reason I'm doing this, I'm not saying that, you know, I've got my struggles and all the rest of it, but you know, I'm going to have my treats and stuff. I've just got to set some stuff up that, you know, I know what to do. Anyway, I'm going to go because I've got this hard drive that I want to set up.
%14 battery power. Not charging. Comment. Comments will appear here. Mute. Voice enhanced. Flip camera. Feature. Invite. Invite to go. Finish. Button.
Anyway,
Double tap to finish.
I'm going to put my hard drive in because I've got a video that I want to do. Some videos that I want to put across to my laptop. Bye for now.
Finish.